If you're new here, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna exude all the welcomes to you because I feel like in our day and age, you're not appreciated for just showing up. So I appreciate you for showing up. My name is Lindsay, and if you've been with me for a while, hey, my friend, it's nice to see you. I appreciate your presence here with me today. The more energy collectively, the more that we can expand. If you are in a place in your life where you want to be in better alignment with finances, with money, you want to have a better relationship with money, also a better relationship with yourself, having a deeper, higher belief in yourself, more confidence, then being in an environment where it encourages you to do so and to be that, oh my goodness, you got to jump right in on it. And this is the place for doing that. Just being in my presence will help you to align with your monies better. So I have experienced it all. I have been in all the places, in all the dark places, in all the beautiful and wonderful, happy, energetically rich places. So it's a good environment for you to be in to expand. You know what? Also a part of developing a wealth mindset is having really good self-awareness. So when you're feeling uncomfortable, when your intuition's kicking in, when there's red flags about things, act on it, do it. And the more that you do so, then your intuition actually gets stronger. Talking points that I wanted to talk about with you today in this wonderful conversation. The power of a growth mindset. So discussing how a growth mindset as opposed to a fixed mindset is essential for developing habits and mindsets of the wealthy, blah, blah, blah. Discussing the importance of, setting and sticking to a budget, as well as creating the value of a financial plan. The role of investment and diversification in building wealth, so on and so forth. So these are the three things I wanted to talk about today. Power of a growth mindset, importance of budgeting and financial planning, and role of investment and diversification in building wealth. And thinking about those things, because this is a wealth mindset shifting group, for me to talk to you about the importance of budgeting and financial planning, those are physical actions. Can we agree on this? Yes. The role of investment and diversification in building wealth, those are physical actions. Because if you're struggling with your self-worth, if you're struggling with your confidence, if you're afraid to look at your bank account, if you're afraid to pay your employees, these little but very, very important things that are stemmed from the emotional world within, you can't create a budget and a financial plan. Number one most important thing. When you get the cringies, when you get the icks around money, stop. Just try and take a moment to be like, oh, why do I have such resistance around this? If you're diving into the problem, you can fix the problem. But if you're sweeping the problem under the rug, then that problem just gets bigger. Okay, so we're going to go through the things to avoid. This is the process that helped me the most with eliminating insecurities and building my confidence, but also, number one, creating massive awareness. These are 10 wonderful things to create awareness on, that when they jump up, when they express themselves, when they exude from your emotions, your mind, your body, your spirit, that you can be like, whoa, this is a poor mindset attribute, and I need to say, niet, nein, no. Mindset number one. Believing that one's abilities and financial success are predetermined and cannot be changed. This is a very important attribute that when it comes up for you, or even when it comes up around you, awareness, number one key, because then you can heal. You're going through the problem. Number two, lack of motivation or drive. Not having a strong desire to improve one's financial situation or to achieve wealth. Now, this one is a poor mindset, absolutely a lack mindset. How do you get out of this one? Well, gentleness, kindness to yourself. I totally understand, because not too long ago I experienced massive lack of motivation, massive lack of drive, and it was just having my house full, right? Like we had talked about before, our mental house. My house was completely full. I could barely shut the door, and all I could do was sit and numb. So, scrolling and distracting myself in movies or whatever. I just had no motivation. I had no drive. Okay, so being aware if that's coming up for you, slowly start to pick it apart. Because I feel like motivation is such a heavy thing to conjure, to create. Drive is a little bit different. I feel like we lean on this idea of like, I'm not motivated, so I'm not going to do anything. It's like motivation comes from outside of yourself. So having a lack of motivation or drive, it's not from outside of yourself, it's from within. What's going on inside? And it's usually because that house is full. Procrastination is also a poor mindset attribute, and you don't need to shit on yourself if you have this. We all have procrastination. But what is procrastination really? It means that you're stressed out. That's what procrastination means, right? So you can start to see a picture happening. So if you have these poor mindset attributes, a fixed mindset, lack of motivation or drive, procrastination, you're stressed out, my love, right? So that's the number one thing that you need to start picking apart, pulling apart, and slowly healing. Moment. Next one, number 4, lack of discipline and self-control. Struggling to stick to a budget or resist the temptation to overspend. The goal of stress and overwhelm is to turn you to stone. How do I deal with stress and overwhelm? Okay, well, I'm going to meditate for 5 minutes. Big studier of all the meditation and the things, as I had a yoga studio for 10 years, and I also heavily studied in transcendental meditation, and sometimes I can't do the required amount to complete a transcendental meditation, which is 20 minutes plus 2 minutes, 22 minutes, 25 minutes. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can do 5. And even in that 5 minutes, it's overwhelming. But when I do 5 minutes, I compliment myself. Good job. That was really hard for you today. Take it easy, honey. Take it easy. Next poor mindset attribute, fear of failure or rejection. Fear of failure or rejection. Oh, my friends. This one doesn't go away. I would love to dive into fear. I have so many videos in this group about fear because I love fear. I feel I have changed my belief around fear, that it serves you as opposed to hinders you. Go to the search in this group, type in fear, and you'll see a bunch of videos come up about fear, okay? Next thing, poor mindset attribute, lack of focus and consistency. When you work on one thing and make that investment into yourself to get better, it starts to leak into the other things and makes those other attributes, other poor mindset attributes that are hindering and harming you, it starts to heal those as well. Okay, so number 6, lack of focus and consistency. Makes sense. You have no motivation. You have no drive. Makes total sense. 7, negative self-talk. This is one that I talked about last week. Whenever you start making shitty thoughts about yourself, shitty assumptions, take a moment and stop. Be like, nope, because every time you align or agree to or surrender to a shitty thought, it's changing your whole chemistry. It's changing your cells. What's the difference between energy and thought and us? We are just denser, but energy works the same in the physical body, in our mind, as it does anywhere else. So being resistant or aware of that negative self-talk is going to start changing everything. It's going to change a fixed mindset. It's going to change a lack of motivation or drive. It's going to change that procrastination, poopy pants. It's going to change the lack of discipline and the self-control, the fear of rejection and failure, lack of focus and consistency, negative self-talk, starting to eliminate that and create awareness around it and be like, meow, I don't talk shitty about myself anymore. We just say no to negative self-talk. It's going to start positively changing all the other poor mindset attributes. Next one, resistance to change. Okay, well, that makes sense. Next one after that, lack of knowledge and understanding about personal finance and investing. So we're talking about poor mindset attributes. These are things that wealthy people don't have. Those individuals who have that money mindset, money magnet mindset, They're aware of all these poor mindset attributes and they avoid them like the plague, the plague-o. Blaming external factors for financial situations instead of taking responsibility for it. Oh my gosh, this is like the best one ever, right? It feels good somewhere. Someone told us blaming others, shitting on others, blaming our external environments helps. Makes us feel good. I don't know. Whoever did that is not nice. Shame on you. So blaming external factors for financial poops stuff, the current situation you are in, the economy, the environment, your parents. Oh my gosh, I'm the worst one. I love to blame my dad for financial hardship. But that doesn't make anything better. That doesn't make me a better person. That doesn't, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying. It doesn't do anything for you. What like attracts like, if we go back to this idea for you. So I'm going to give you things that my clients have said about poor mindset. I don't think I have what it takes to become wealthy. I've always been poor, and that's just the way it is for me. I don't really have any motivation to change my financial situation. I just keep living paycheck to paycheck, and it is what it is. I always put off doing anything about my finances until later. I'm gonna do it later. I know I should be saving more. I know, but I just can't seem to stick to a budget. I'm too scared to take risks. Like, what if I fail? I can't seem to focus on anything long enough to make progress. I'm always so hard on myself, thinking that I'm just not good enough to be successful. I don't like change. Ugh, it makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know much about personal finance. I just don't have time to learn about it. It's not my fault that I'm in this situation. It's the economy, it's my job, it's my family, it's something else. So, with all these statements, as you can see, this individual, or a group of individuals which helped me create these statements, has a fixed mindset and believe that their current situation is predetermined and cannot change. They lack motivation, they procrastinate, lack self-discipline, fear of failure, lack of focus, consistency, and positivity. They don't like change. They don't want to educate themselves about personal finance, and like blaming external factors is like candy for their current situation instead of taking responsibility. So how do you fix all these things? Oh gosh. Lindsay, poor mindset attributes, all 10. How do you fix them? I want to know. Well, it's that little triangle bitty bob that we talked about last week from the documentary Stutz. Triangle, bottom of the triangle, physical body. You got to work on your physical body. These 3 things will change anything. And like I said before, being aware of your thoughts, taking a moment when, shitty mindset comes in, or you find yourself blaming or being a victim, that's very important too. And that's a part of this triangle. So number 1, work on your body. When you strengthen your body, like attracts like. So what's happening here? When you're strengthening your body, anyone? You're strengthening your mind. When you work out, when you do hard things physically, you strengthen the house within your mind, the home within your mind, the place that you live from in your mind. The next thing, connecting to others and socializing. It's very important. Whether it's in real life or in fake life online. Find someone that you can do that with. Just a 5-minute call. Hey, how are you? And really connect. Because when you're connecting outside of yourself, you're connecting to the universe. Because the universe lives in everybody, and everybody also lives in you. We're all connected. So it's a very healthy practice to partake in. The third part of our little triangle here, 3 parts to the triangle to heal everything and all the things. Top part is you. So investing in yourself, reading, taking courses, watching documentaries, expanding your mind. If you have the inspiration to read a crazy financial book, yes, when you have the motivation for it, go for it. A little bit all the time. little bit all the time. But if you work on those 3 things every day, all those poor mindset attributes, they have no choice but to fall away. My one thing that I taught to everybody that's very backwards is add in good food. Because if I say, okay, well, you've got lots of inflammation going on and we have to take away all the inflammatory foods, you'll feel like you're eating nothing if we take away all the inflammatory foods. So we add in. And once you start adding in, your palate starts to cleanse, your body starts to detoxify a little bit, and you get your taste buds more refined, and you start craving healthier foods, because what does it do? It makes you feel better. Same thing with working on that triangle, working on the body, working on connection to others that make you feel good, that elevate yourself, that make you want to be a better person, that make you smile, make you laugh, that add to your life in glorious ways. And the top piece of the triangle, which is helping yourself become better mentally and spiritually, working on that triangle, adding that into your life is going to allow these poopy, shitty things to fall away, these poor mindset attributes to fall away. And this is how you unlock your money magnet mindset. You got to clean out the shit first. And there are lots of wonderful ways to develop your mindset. I got 12 of them. I'm going to talk about them next week and make this more of a 2-part series, because that's a lot of information to absorb into your brains. It's a lot of information to absorb. So again, we're going to keep going back to this simple way of progressing and advancing ourselves, is the triangle. Working on the physical body, working on connecting with others that make you feel good, and working on yourself, creating a great home for yourself. A great place to live in your own mind. Enjoying alone time. Getting excited about meditating and just sitting with yourself and you, instead of hating it because you hate being, your mind's too crazy and you can't sit with yourself for 5 minutes. Yes? Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I really hope that this has given you an insight. Oh, I would love if you could share what that insight, if you did receive one, what is that one little piece of information that you were like, ooh, that's a good one. That's something that I needed today. I would love for you to share that in the comments. That would be awesome. Then I shall let you go. I hope you've had a wonderful time with me. I've had such a wonderful time with you today, and that you take whatever your insight that you received today and you really run with it. Sit with it. Sit with it so it absorbs and it doesn't go away, and then really run with it. All right? Thank you. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day, and I will speak with you next week about the key points for developing a billionaire mindset. Now that we've been able to unlock the money magnet mindset and really clean the space to be a magnet, then you can start to integrate developing that millionaire, billionaire mindset. Alrighty, talk to you soon. Bye.